Hey Zapier users, I want to show you how you can make your employees and users more effective and efficient by letting them get their work done in the flow of work without leaving the web pages that they're already on by combining Zapier with the Ask Steve browser extension. So let me show you how that works. Let's say I'm a salesperson. I have this lead tracking spreadsheet and I want to be adding people into it every time I come across somebody interesting on a web page. Ordinarily, that would be lots of copying and pasting and flipping back and forth between this tab and whatever I'm working on. But I'm going to show you how we can make that lightning fast. So here I am on this page of speakers at a conference. I'm going to select a few. I'm going to right mouse click and say Ask Steve to, and then I have this big list of skills, and skills are things I can ask Steve to do, and they're either LLM prompt macros or they are API or webhook calls. In this case, I've got one that's a webhook call that adds leads to Google Sheets, and it's hitting a Zapier webhook. So the Zapier webhooks respond right away, and so that will be happening in the background, kind of in parallel. Similarly, I can go to this paragraph right here, and I can even run my add leads to tracker on this one because there's an AI node as part of this flow. And so let me show you another way you can run these things. One is the right mouse click menu, as I showed. The other one is you can open up the chat, and you can chat with any web page, but you can also run these skills. And so let me pull up the add leads to Google Sheets skill. It ran and it's going right away in the background. If we flip over to our lead tracker, we can see that our first three got added already. And then we have name, role, company, LinkedIn search link. So this is for me to get to that person's LinkedIn profile really quickly in 2 clicks, because otherwise I would have to do all that searching myself, as well as the URL where I captured that person from. So all that data just got turned from unstructured data into structured data and written into my sheet with 1 click for me to do. And the Tim Cook one takes a while, so that'll appear here eventually. Okay, let me go to LinkedIn, and I'm going to pick this person, and I'm going to say Ask Steve to add to Google Sheets. And we can see a completely different format again, but because we have that AI node in there, it can actually parse these into the right columns. Now, the other thing I want to show you is, along with the right mouse click menu and the chat, the other thing you can do is you can add your own button, aftermarket button, to any website or web page that will always appear there, that with 1 click you can trigger your Zap. So let's see how that's configured. So I have this skill, add leads to Google Sheets Zapier. We can see the 2 arguments that I'm sending to the Zapier webhook. One is leads, and that's basically going to be either the whole page if nothing is selected, or whatever I have selected on the page. And then this underscore URL indicates that it's just the URL of the page that I'm currently on. I call it a system variable. And then if I go down to advanced options, we can see that I have my Zapier webhook here that I can call, and that's it. That's all the configuration. Oh yeah, I had to pick API webhook there. And these are premium features of Ask Steve to be able to call an API or webhook. There is a 30-day free trial with no credit card required if you just want to try it out and see if it will be useful to you. And then I pinned this to the top of the right-click menu to give me really easy access to it. So that was it. That's all it took to connect Ask Steve to Zapier, right? Put in my webhook URL, put in the arguments I want to send, and that's it. So what I was going to say, though, is I can add my own button to the page. So I click on the Add button, sub-tab, and now say, where should Steve get this data? If I leave this blank, it'll send the whole LinkedIn page in order just to get the lead. That's probably overkill. So I'm going to select the part of the page that has the data that I want. In this case, I'm going to select this big area right there. And then where do I want to put my button? Well, I can also pick where I want to anchor that. I want to anchor my button right there. And I want it to be on the top right because the bottom right's too far away. And I want the name changed to just add lead. And because right now this is currently anchored just to this person's profile, but if I get rid of this, now it's on everybody's profile. So you've just seen in 10 seconds, I've added my own button to LinkedIn that I can go press on anybody and hit add lead, and I'll go here and say add lead, and then just like that. And so now if I go back into my lead tracking sheet, I can see Tim Cook finally got added there. And then these people I've just been clicking on now are getting added as well. It made me lightning fast at lead capture now. And you can imagine that Zapier can do a lot more than just writing into the sheet. And if we take a look at the Zap that I created, it's fairly basic. So I've got the webhook that catches the hook here. And then I've got the AI node with a prompt that basically says, hey, you're getting in these leads. I want you to extract the information in this format. Give me everybody's name, role, company, etc. Build a LinkedIn search link. and here's a sample, and then, okay, whatever. Kind of a normal AI node. And then I've got some just very simple JavaScript that just turns the text returned by OpenAI into an array, and then a Google Sheets write node that just writes all that stuff out into the Google Sheet. And that's it. Very simple. But you can imagine that you could add more nodes in here to like add more data, to take the company name and do a search, or try to find the user's email address using some other service. So hopefully I've been able to show you how by combining Zapier and Ask Steve, you can build really powerful solutions for your end users. If you have any questions, please feel free to ask them in our support community. And again, you can download and try the extension for free. And there's a 30-day free trial of the premium plan with no credit card required. Thanks.